Eventually, he let her go and explained that May had entered her room and might have seen her from the window. Amara nodded, flustered but understanding. As she began to step away, Liwei stopped her and told her that she had 2 days. She could stay in his house for 2 more days to come up with a solid plan. After that, he wouldn't accept any excuses. She would have to leave. Grateful, Amara thanked him and returned inside. Liwei stood silently, watching her disappear down the hallway. Then he looked down at his own hands, the same hands that had just held her. For a brief second, he appeared surprised, almost unsure of himself. Then, as if catching himself in that vulnerability, he turned back to the star-filled sky and took another slow sip of his whiskey. That night, Amara sat in her room, her mind running wild with countless thoughts. She knew she had to come up with a plan to escape as soon as possible, because if she didn't, things would only get worse for her. She thought about how none of this would have happened if she had just stayed home and never come to China. She could have found a simple job, saved some money, and eventually returned to school. Reflecting on James's offer, it had always felt too good to be true. From the beginning, they had been unusually kind and overly willing to help her, and now, in hindsight, she realized how blind and naive she had been not to see the warning signs. She glanced at her phone to check the time. It was already past midnight. Rising from the bed, she decided to go get some water. As she stepped into the main house, she was surprised to find Liwei sitting alone, going through a pile of documents. She stood still for a moment, watching him silently as he concentrated. Curious, she asked why he was still up at that hour. Without even looking up, he responded that he found it hard to sleep at night. She paused, observing him, wondering why that was. Wanting to understand him better, she asked if perhaps he suffered from nightmares. At that moment, Liwei stood from his seat and walked toward her slowly, stopping right in front of her and locking eyes with her. His intense gaze made her uneasy, and she instinctively took a small step back. Coldly, he told her that she asked too many questions for a visitor and should learn to mind her business. Without another word, he walked away, leaving Amara standing there, her mind even more confused and curious. What kind of man was he? What had made him so cold and emotionally detached? Meanwhile, Liwei sat alone in his room, plagued by uncertainty. He questioned whether rescuing